I'm going to walk you through the basics of doing an offhand backhand. So an offhand backhand is simply a backhand that's done with your non-dominant hand. So I'm right-handed, so an offhand backhand would be my left-handed backhand. So, I mean, there's really no difference. The technique is the same. However, the situations are going to be different. So now the reason you might throw an offhand backhand is because you might want to throw at a short distance. You might want to have a quick release. And that might be easier to be achieved with an offhand backhand than it would be with a short forehand. So throwing a forehand really short distances, like 3 yards or less with touch and spin, is really challenging. But throwing an offhand backhand that way, you can get the spin you want. You also can have a quick release. You might not get exactly the extension you want, depending. But yeah, it's useful for a lot of things. Useful for good give and go situations, or just for throwing under your mark, having a really quick release. So now the difference is, if I've already pivoted, like I'm already doing some faking, and then I want to go and throw an offhand backhand, the thing is I can't then pivot with my other foot. That would be traveling, right? So that is one difference. You should train to throw your offhand backhand with no pivot in case you need to do that, right? So if I fake a forehand and with a pivot, I move one of my feet, then my offhand backhand has to be with no pivot. And so that's a somewhat common scenario you might find yourself in. You can also use an offhand backhand for, say, like a short dump pass, right? So if I've been faking upfield and then I want to turn around and throw a little throw, then I might be pivoting with the opposite foot of what I normally pivot with when I throw a normal backhand, right? So again, you want to practice with no pivot. And then basically, other than that, it's the same as your dominant hand backhand. Okay.